Captains.
God bless and keep it. What's up?
Wait a minute. Just stay where you were. Captains, congratulations. Welcome to Super Bowl 53. Tonight, we're using a commemorative coin to honor both teams, to honor our great game, our great fans, and the great city of Atlanta. The two helmets will represent heads. The Super Bowl logo will represent tails. New England, you've been designated the visiting team. What is your call?
Heads.
Call is heads. Reverend Dr. King, you do the honors. And it is a tails. Los Angeles has won. They've chosen to defer. You'll receive from this end for the first half. New England.
Ready at long last, the Patriots and the Rams defer. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo. We've seen the Patriots the last two games take that opening kick, keep it for a half, a quarter, lead to a touchdown, and the Rams say, go ahead, try to do that against us.
This is risky. I like it because that tells your defense that you believe in them and they're going to be fine. But it's also the last two games, Tom Brady went out and almost won the game on that first drive.
So this game is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. Greg Zuerlein is going to handle the kickoff chores. Cordero Patterson standing about 3 yards deep. Tony, one of your great sayings is, here we go.
Super Bowl. Let's have a day, Jim.
All right. Down to the goal line. It's Patterson. He's dangerous. He's going to try that left side. He's taken off. Down the sideline, and finally, it's Zuerlein, the kicker, who got hold of him. But a big return to open things for New England and Tom Brady. 5 Super Bowl wins, 0 chance, he says, that he would retire after this game, regardless of the outcome. More grateful, he says, in his heart than ever to be back at a Super Bowl again.
They doubted him all year. He loves it when he gets to play the underdog role. It's been a long time. He wants this one bad. We talked about it in the opening. He wants this one as bad as he's wanted anyone. That's what he told us.
Right, boosted by the 38-yard return. Edelman starts in the backfield and then jogs to a slot on the left side. They run it. Michelle rips off a good run for about 13. Challenged him right up the middle. And LaMarcus Joyner, the safety, brings him down.
Look at Ndamukong Suh right in the A-gap. They don't even block him, and the fullback Devlin has to take him on. But that's how you use his energy early in the game. Last week he came out, went right into the backfield against the Saints in their game 2 weeks ago. New England uses his skill against him. Oh, Jim, I don't want to do this, but don't hand the ball off early in this game.
Burkhead steps back and now shifts over. Devlin also on a wing. They give it to Patterson, who's able to break free, and then Johnson has hold of him. It was Suh who had a play on him, but could not bring him down. Gain of 6. So the Patriots offense doing what it's done now throughout the postseason, and that's opened the game with an impressive drive already in just a couple of plays down to the 42-yard line of the Rams. They have had an opening drive touchdown in 6 of their last 8 games. And again, including the last 2. Double tight end set. Michelle, the running back. And a 3rd straight running play. Picks up the first down at the 37. A gain of 5.
Well, and this is exactly why it's risky to give New England the ball. We were going to go into it a second ago. Their ability to run the football with new runs each game kind of puts you behind early in the game. You've got both these teams have to play from in front. I really believe the team who gets out to a 10-0 lead gets to play for 3 quarters without having to drop back and have their quarterback make play after play. The team who gets the lead early, huge advantage in this one more than normal.
Out of the eye they go. Back to Michel. Little jog to the left, and he is brought down by Aaron Donald after a gain of 3.
And you see the ISO on Donald and Sue inside. This is a matchup that I am excited to watch. Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in the National Football League, going against some of the smartest coaches in the National Football League. How are they going to double team him over and over again?
2nd and 7.
You see him right there. We'll see if he's one-on-one or if Belichick has come up with a plan to double team him.
Brady's pass. Ball in the air, and it's intercepted. It's picked off on his first throw by Littleton.
Well, Roby Coleman gets his hand on the ball, and it's a zone drop out, and the ball goes right into his hands, and he hits it up, and Littleton is there. Let's see if he comes down with it. Oh, that looks pretty good from there.
No question. And Wade Phillips, the D coordinator, the 71-year-old defensive genius, 41 years coaching in this league. His team makes the play, gets the takeaway at the 27-yard line.
And the key to this game coming in, Wade Phillips wanted to present Brady with a matchup that looked like man and play zone. Looked like zone and play man. And Brady, right at the end, knew he was making a poor decision. That ball came off his hand poorly because he knew it right when he was letting it go. Huge start for the Rams.
Here's Goff. First snap for the Rams. It's a running play. And flying out to about the 30 is number 30, Todd Gurley. Goff threw for nearly 4,700 yards in his 3rd season. Go with 32 touchdown passes. Kid out of Northern California, 24-year-old quarterback. Raised in Novato, about 47 miles north of Tom Brady's hometown of San Mateo. 2nd and 8. And Goff rolling out. Van Noy has the angle on him and forces him out of bounds.
Well, you saw the first play. We call it a stretch zone. And you see, you're going to see Gurley get wide and then cut all the way back across the field, and they have a bunch of people going back and forth. This is the #1 play the Rams beat people. How you defend it, though? A couple teams. Penetration. You go straight up field. You don't go sideways. You don't follow them across the field. The Patriots got to get vertical, just like they did on that bootleg.
They ruled that Goff actually got the pass away before he was out of bounds, so it goes down as an incompletion. Saves Los Angeles a couple of yards. And out of the gun on 3rd and 8. Across the middle, and that's incomplete. There were 2 Patriots there to defend it. Trying to find Reynolds. And there was pressure coming up the middle from Hightower.
Well, you're going to see Hightower's here, and he comes all the way across, but it's Claiborne who actually gets right inside there. 94, and puts the hit.
Boy, Claiborne, a former Atlanta Falcon, played in the first game here on this field when it opened back in the fall of 2017. So Johnny Hecker punts. Edelman turns around on the return, and he's going to lose yardage on the run back. This gorgeous exterior of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And by the way, Tom Brady being intercepted on his first throw of the game. It's the first time in his postseason career his first pass was picked.
Well, this is a tough matchup in some ways because you have a really good interior front that can push the pocket and make you get rid of it early. But in this game, it's Wade Phillips who's had some success against Tom and, made it difficult on him over the years. I think New England needs to run the football. They can't ask Tom to drop back 45 times.
Gonna run it here. And they'll run him quickly. As Michel is dragged down by Brockers. What do you think the Rams defense needs to do that you saw both the Chiefs and Chargers opponents against the Patriots not do?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you got to get up in the face of these wide receivers, these tight ends. Don't give up little passes to the back. make Tom Brady throw intermediate routes. He's got to hold on to the ball and take, a hit. He hasn't moved from the pocket this postseason. They need to make him hold on to the football, and the way to do that, play man and blitz him sometimes.
2nd and 9, quick pass and nothing's there. Actually, Dante Fowler was closer to the football than Sony Michel.
And it's a simple screen. This is where the teams have gotten hurt the last 2 weeks. They allow you just to throw simple passes to the back and not make the quarterback drop back to pass. You got to make Tom Brady play from the pocket. McDaniels, the last 2 games, allowed him just to make little throws, and then he wasn't asked to be Tom Brady till the end of the game. Wade Phillips, he's not going to allow that to happen.
3rd and 9. Brady's pass to Edelman, and he's able to beat Talib to the chains.
This is just too safe. Edelman's going to go up, and Talib is just playing too safe on 3rd and 9.
Edelman, during the postseason, he has often been the case, a difference maker. Now with 14 catches in the postseason, 12 of them going for first downs. Now they've run it every time so far on first. The first 4 times make it 5. Oh, and what a hit. My goodness, and Ndamukong Suh and Dante Fowler busting across with quick contact on Michel.
And this is why the Rams can really wreck the game inside. They get vertical. We just talked about it with the Patriots. If you get vertical, which means just go into the backfield, you can hit them on your way by. The Rams, when they want to shut the run down, they can.
2nd and 14. Take the end around. And again, it's Roby Coleman making the quick stick on Burkhead. We do have a marker on the field.
Personal foul, defense, number 56, hit on a defenseless player. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Call on Dante Fowler. John Perry, the referee, from back in Super Bowl 46 as well, when the Giants and New England played in Indianapolis. And here is the hit. That's not the call right there. It's called on Fowler.
It's not on Fowler either. I don't know exactly who the call is on. If they're, I think it's on 23, and they're calling it.
It's called on what? Helmet to helmet hit.
I think he has to give him enough time to become a runner. Is why you can't hit him.
Bring in Gene territory
in the head or neck area, I believe.
Here's a first down handled, and Burkhead bounces off of 1 tackle, picks up about 5. Gene, what happened back there?
Although he makes that catch, we still have to have that moment where he can become a defined runner in the time to protect himself. So the contact to the head or neck area before he gets that time to become a runner and protected, that's why they called the foul.
Of course, the uncalled DPI last week, 2 weeks ago down in New Orleans on Roby Coleman. This time he draws the flag in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a huge play. I mean, you're looking at 3rd and 20, and you're getting the ball back.
2nd and 5. Over to Burkhead for a first down. Johnson runs him out. Gain of 8.
No one's as good as the Patriots. Just watch right over here. Gronk, go give me a little screen up here. Just go up here and kind of run through people, and you too, Edelman, and we'll just throw the ball to the flat. These guys are so in sync with these little plays that end up getting 7-8 yards, but they get out of the quarterback's hands so quickly. They've gotten a little bit of Bill Walsh from the 80s, the way they line up and do some of this stuff.
Got a timeout called by New England. Patriot timeout, mid-first. Tom Brady has now had 94 dropbacks in the postseason, has not been sacked once.
Well, that's a lot to do with the plan that Josh McDaniels The Patriots are fantastic at using your strength against you. And in Kansas City, they weren't going to let the strength of Kansas City just, hey, we're going to drop back and pass and let you pass rush us all day. You can't let them throw these little passes, Jim. We're going to keep saying it over. If they can just throw it to the flat or the running backs, you won't beat them.
Here's a 1st and 10 out of the Patriot timeout. Down the middle, Gronkowski. And he tiptoes out of bounds after a gain of about 17.
Well, Gronk is right here, but look at the linebackers and watch how they go right downhill. This is the trouble when you play zone against the Patriots. If you play zone, you have to all of a sudden read run. I'm going to go make the play. Oh, no. Then you got to get out of it. If you're man, you're just following your guy. Now, they're going to do both today. But the key spots, they better go man and double team the right players.
Down to the Rams, 33. Burkhead running. And he is knocked down after a couple. That's it. This is hard to believe, but they have never had a first quarter touchdown in the previous 8 Super Bowls with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
I tell you what, they should probably start somebody else then, just so you get off to a good start. I mean, yeah, it's one of those stats that last 2 games they went 9-minute drives. It felt like, and took the heart out of the opposing team right away in that first half. This is a perfect start for both defenses today.
2nd and 8. They had never scored in the first quarter until last year when they kicked the field goal. Brady's going to the end zone, and tight coverage provided. Coverage on Hogan by Marcus Peters. There was nothing there.
Well, this is exactly how I would defend Brady. Make him throw the ball outside the numbers. Use these safeties to defend everybody inside. So Gronk, you got a lot of safeties. You're going to have to take a little guy in Hogan, and you're going to have to throw go routes. They don't have this vertical threat. The guy outside is big and tall, can go jump up and go make all these plays at the wide receiver position. Wade knows that, and that was tight man coverage inside.
Patriots have converted already in this quarter, a 3rd and 9. This is a 3rd and 8.
Well, you got the best matchup to leave on Gronk at the top.
And another timeout called by New England. The 2nd timeout on this drive by the Patriots. All right, Brady's had to burn off a couple of timeouts on this drive. And now he comes out of the huddle with a 3rd and 8.
Well, and this is where we keep saying there's 2 matchups. You got Gronk and Talib up top. And then how does Aaron Donald get one-on-one inside?
Gonna run it. And the Rams are wise to it. That is Fowler quickly on James White, holds him to 2, and Gostkowski will attempt a field goal.
Well, it worked last week. They kept running the ball on 3rd down and
Worked repeatedly.
over and over again. And
how about this? In the games this year, the Falcons games, there was not a missed field goal in this stadium. A couple of PATs that were missed, but all kickers, Falcons and opponents, 31 of 31. Gostkowski from 46 out.
Did you do it to him again?
Don't blame the announcer. Gostkowski. No good.
I can't believe it. It's almost just automatic when you go 31 for 31 and tell the world.
Was that one of your predictions?
No, that's not. I'm not predicting. No more.
In 5, and Gostkowski has now missed 4 kicks in the last 3 Super Bowls. That one off the mark from 46. Rams take over at the 36. That's a give to Woods. Trying to get around Wise. And runs into Chung after a gain of about 4, maybe 5. And let's bring in Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot, Jim. A lot has been made over the last 2 weeks about Todd Gurley's usage in the NFC Championship game. I spoke to someone close to the team this morning who told me this is Todd Gurley's game. They want him to run early and often. C.J. Anderson will be in the usual role. He will try and spell Gurley, keep him fresh, and make sure that knee doesn't become an issue. McVay, though, not afraid to go with a hot hand if he wants to, but he wants Gurley to be successful and ultimately walk away as the Super Bowl MVP, Jim.
Well, he almost apologized for how little he used him. He had a pass bounce off his hands early in the game last week. And here's Goff connecting Reynolds. step back to make the move. And the Rams are on the New England side of the field. That's a gain of 11. Reynolds tackled down at the 49. That's the first completion for Goff. That pass with pressure falls incomplete. Girls Club. 2nd and 10 coming up here, Tony.
Well, my mic works again, so I can talk. This works out perfect. I was saying such good stuff on that play earlier, Jim. It was fantastic.
And here's the pass to Woods. Take the pass underneath for about 7.
And this is how the Patriots want to play. They want to turn Jared Goff into a drop-back passer early in this game. Don't let him bootleg. Don't let him hand the ball off. Make him drop back and read it over and over. And they think they can get off the field on these 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4s.
Well, you got a 3rd and 3 right here.
You got to respect the run here. But I expect them to work vertically. Everyone inside is going to go this way.
Goff guns it, knocked out of the hands of Woods as Chung with a big hit in the back.
Well, Chung comes down from the safety position, and great timing to get his hand right in there. Perfect technique on the throw to Woods, who the Rams like to use on 3rd down.
Boy, the Rams took a long time before they brought out Hecker. You got to be careful with him.
This is almost too obvious of a fake. I mean, I feel like if you fake it here, it's just like you might as well run a play. It's the same thing.
Because he had the big momentum turning around pass last week against New Orleans when they were down 13-0. Trying to get the Patriots to jump.
Did they get him?
With all that shifting around.
Well, this is when you're like, hey, I think I may have blown the whistle a little early, but I don't think I can not throw the flag, so give me something. What do you like? Do you like offsides?
And if it is offsides, it's 1st down.
Or do you like it false start? I think they got to call this. There's too fast a movement by the Rams. I mean, you can't just run. It has to be a simulated motion.
Prior to the neutral zone infraction, delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
He's asking special teams coach what happened.
And John Fossil, he is extraordinary at that position. His father, Jim, of course, the head coach of the Giants in Super Bowl 35 down in Tampa some 20 years ago.
You know how big that play was last week, like you said, against the Saints. Just the ability for them to line up and throw a football with your punter. You got to be prepared on every play.
Angles this one. We'll see where they mark this one. He didn't quite get it where he wanted on the angle. Almost the effects of a touchback. Down at the 19, out there. Just a 28-yard punt. Brady coming out for the 3rd time in a scoreless first. Tony, what have you seen so far in this game as far as if you're the Rams side of this, and you've seen the Patriots move the football but not come up with anything?
Well, what's happening is the Patriots are trying to run the football at Aaron Donald. The way to neutralize the great player, you want to run it right at him. He's lining up on this side. So I think the Rams have figured that out, and that's why they're setting pressure right at him.
Here's handoff to Michelle. And he's pushed back after 3, maybe 4. And Tom Brady, we said before the game, it's almost indescribable. 9 appearances. That's more than the Steelers franchise history. The Cowboys have 8. Denver has 8. And what did he say to us? We met with him the other day. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd go to 9 Super Bowls. That's Edelman diving for the first down.
And Edelman's just too good. You can't match him up with a linebacker. I feel like you get caught in it sometimes. Sometimes you don't. But on this second down play, you know, Ebukam just can't cover him one-on-one. And I understand you're going through different calls, and you got to be right. Can't be right every time.
Here's the pass. Almost intercepted. Very nearly into the arms of Marcus Peters. And the pass was intended for Hogan.
And Brady tries to dice the seam, and he's going to want this back because right over the ball, and he knows right now he can't tell the difference between man and zone. Give Wade Phillips credit to start this game. Brady seeing it after the snap. He's not getting the pre-snap, what he's used to seeing. It's looking very similar man and zone, and that was a good tip by Barron.
Now a 2nd and 10 from the 30.
So you see how he motioned over there? You think it's man-to-man, but then all of a sudden they'll drop out and play zone sometimes.
Pocket protected. That leaves Edelman open. And shoved out by Talib. 3rd catch for Edelman here in the opening quarter.
This is just a great route. This is why Edelman has like a gazillion catches in the playoffs. I mean, just, he wins by 5 yards. That's an easy throw catch for a quarterback.
2nd most catches in the postseason all time, behind Jerry Rice.
Pretty good company there, huh?
First down, play action. Brady with all kinds of time, now in trouble, and the ball's out. Recovered by New England.
Well, what effort by the Rams and just continuing to push the pocket. And you look at, you got all the backups in, and Franklin Myers gets his hand down there.
He got around Tooney. Andrews was in trouble at the same time.
Some big defensive plays going on in this game so far.
Westbrook's provided pressure. So that's the first sack of the postseason of Tom Brady. It took 100 pass plays to get there, 2nd and 19. Trying to get a lot of it back. Gronk. So hard to bring down. That picks up 14 today. Halftime report. So they get out of that long situation on 2nd and 19 down to a 3rd and manageable number here. 3rd and 5 for Josh McDaniels and this New England offense. 3rd time already residing on the Rams side of the field. From the gun, Brady feeling the heat and had to get rid of it. Aaron Donald was all over him.
And this is why Wade Phillips is as good as anybody in the league. See the middle linebacker make him think he's coming? That gets Aaron Donald to get the one-on-one matchup, and he runs right into Andrews, and there's no chance.
And look at this little throwdown.
It's not that little.
No. Tongue in cheek.
Another position here where you can easily run a fake.
Now here is Ryan Allen, who did not punt last year in the Super Bowl. Pick something off of this, and look at Matthew Slater. Excel again, getting down as he always does to cover up kicks inside the 10. And they'll mark it at about the 6.
You got to be impressed with the defensive line of the Los Angeles Rams and just how they've started this football game. I mean, they've made Brady speed up his internal clock. Wade Phillips has made it difficult to determine if it's man or zone before the snap. Brady's having to read it after. It's a perfect start for their defense. And now the Rams have an opportunity to go down and take the lead.
But they have to start pinned near the 5. That punt was the first one by New England in its last 20 drives in Super Bowls. How long had it been? So it's been short work on the field and not all that successful for the Rams. 24 yards of offense so far.
You see how tight everybody is? The Rams are one of the few teams who put everyone right there next to the quarterback so they can hand off to anybody.
Going to hand it off here to C.J. Anderson, who's been quite a find, Tony.
He has, and he's come in and really given this team a boost at the end of the year.
We are back for quarter number 2. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, Evan Washburn, Jay Feely, Gene Steratore. Rams on the field, only 3 minutes and change in that first quarter. They have possession here to start the second at their own 11.
Well, both D lines are controlling the game. New England's not trying to go sideways. They're going right at you. I keep trying to tell you, they go this way. They're not going to go sideways when you go sideways.
Here's Anderson taken down around the neck area by Wise. And a flag is out.
False start, offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, second down.
The Rams are predicated on moving sideways, so watch the snap. You'll see a little bit of a false start, but you see how they're rolling, and then a fantastic clothesline.
The greatest since the longest yard.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan would have been proud of that one.
Didn't. 2nd and 10. Stand on the ground with Anderson plowing ahead out to about the 9, and it's Wise who has the tackle. Well, they picked up Anderson late in the year, and he's no stranger to playing in Super Bowls. This is his 3rd. There's Wise, who's been dealing with an ankle injury and was inactive the first 2 postseason games. Gurley, who wanted to see more action. McVay, who wanted to give it to him, has only 1 touch so far, Tony.
Well, it's getting tougher because they're slowing it down. I think Belichick wants to pretend like he's bringing a bunch of pressure, and he's going to send some guys from different spots here. You're going to see a little bit of pressure where you can't determine. Jared Goff's young. You're going to get like, oh, look at this, and then look at this guy come. And there's only going to be about 4 of them, 5 of them at most.
3rd and 7, ball deflected at the line, and it might have been a dangerous throw anyway because the Patriots were jumping in front of that route. It was headed to Robert Woods. John Simon got a hand on it.
And he might be lucky that he did, because that ball was going the other way.
Exactly.
In the middle of the field. And this is where you watch the tape, and Goff, when you send people, you don't have to blitz 7 guys. You just want to rush 4 or 5, but make it look like they're coming from different spots where it's exotic. Goff is young. Belichick knows that, so he thinks he can make him feel pressure and make that ball come out, and really he should have got him there.
3rd punt for Hecker. And that's going to bounce around midfield and roll out to about the 36. 54-yard punt. Short work again for Goff and company. Here's a look at what the quarterbacks have done in early action. And keep in mind, New England's had 8 first downs. Los Angeles 1.
Yeah, they're on fire.
Yeah. Not quite the firepower of last year's 41-33 final.
Well, you need to give both these defensive, coaching staffs credit, because they've come out with a perfect plan to stop the opposing offense. And Wade Phillips, Bill Belichick, and Brian Flores, I mean, absolutely ideal with the way that they're starting the game and their plan on how to defend their opponent.
Donald not out there for this first snap. Brady finding Edelman, and he's twisted out. To leave. Gain of 6.
Well, early miscue happens because you see it looks like it's man-to-man, and it turns into zone. And that makes Brady have a miscue. A lot of zone by the Rams. And then you see the missed kick that Jim called right before. I'm just kidding, but this game is really fortunate for, I would say, both teams really, that they're both tied. But the Rams have to get a first down at some point. They got 1 for the entire game so far.
Here's the 2nd and 4 for the Patriots. Gronkowski, good piece of tackling to keep him short by Littleton. So it'll be 3rd and a long 1.
You see how Brady had to throw that, though, right when he hit his 5th step? When that happens, this is an early part of the game for him to have to drop back on 1st down, drop back on 2nd down, get a first. Now you can run or something. But usually you want to wait till the 3rd, 4th quarter to say, Tom, why don't you go ahead and be Tom Brady? It's pretty early for him being asked to just drop back and pass on each play.
He's going to go out of the gun on 3rd and a long yard. Donald has returned to the field. Lined up over the left guard. Brady protected, throws, wide open, Edelman. And he'll step out at the 29.
Well, Edelman is making it a joke. Just look at the double team on Donald and then a chip on Sue. But watch this route, Edelman. Just nope. I mean, he's 10 yards away from Roby Coleman. I mean, it's almost laughable to think that you're going to cover him one-on-one. I think at this point, Wade Phillips will start adjusting, and he'll have to double team. The problem was it's 3rd and 1. You got to stop the run.
That was his second catch that went for 25. He's got 5 catches overall for 74. And now inside the 30. There's the handoff to Patterson. And the Rams hold him to no gain, including Mark Barron on the tackle. Sue there as well.
And they call that the jet sweep. When a receiver comes across, there's the fly sweep, the jet sweep, and you hand him the ball. And it was a good plan by New England coming in. Watch coming across the screen. Both these teams do this a lot. And you wanted to do it to Sue because you didn't think he'd be prepared, playing a lot of defensive end in this game.
They're moving him around quite a bit.
Yep, inside, outside.
Gronkowski at the top of the screen. 2nd down and 9. Brady looking the other way. Incomplete. Wouldn't have been any gain anyway. Hogan, the intended target. And now 3rd and 9.
Well, Brady, he understands he's got to get this ball out fast. And they're just going to keep asking him. Now 3rd down, he's going to have to keep throwing it under duress because the more you have to drop back early, it just gets tougher and tougher.
James White is in the game, Tony.
Yep. He's trying to gauge who's on who.
3rd and 9. Gronkowski. And he is stopped well short of the first. Littleton and Barron trip him up. And we'll see Gostkowski for the 2nd time. It's going to be about 41 yards, maybe 42 for Gostkowski. And Gronk comes up limping out of that. Last couple of weeks been about as healthy as he's been all season.
Yeah, he's been running better.
From 42 yards, the kick. It's good. First points. Waiting to see when this Rams offense is able to get some sort of rhythm and timing. Like you say, just 1 first down is hard to do it. 2nd leading scoring team in the league this year. High kick. It must be returned. Natson. He's shifty. But he's quick. To about the 28. Now it was 17 years ago today. Playing up in the Marin County area north of San Francisco. And here he is under center. Again, they'll stay with Anderson, not Gurley in the backfield. It's Anderson. Quick cut to go outside, back inside. And it's a nice run for 5. It's not the only 17-year challenge, by the way.
Oh.
Got a little attitude there.
Well, you know what? You look like a young Bill Belichick there.
Is that right?
You got a little hint there, don't you?
I've heard that. Second and 5.
So Bill Belichick has gone against this scheme so many times. It's why they're having a lot of success in this running game right here. You've got to take shots down the field now.
Here's your shot. Goff's pass. That's caught, but I don't believe. Did he have the feet down? The bench area, of course, trying to give them a convincing case, and it is ruled on the far side as a catch for 18. Look at Woods.
I'd throw the flag if I was New England.
Not in time. Goff to Cooks, and Gilmore throws them down. And again, the Rams are trying to do a little officiating on the sideline on that tackle.
An excellent job, though, being prepared. Give McVay credit. Goff getting their team up to the line and snapping that football.
Yeah, gave them an 18-yard play. Watch the feet.
It's the left foot. We know the right gets down. It would have been close.
Might have had that left foot down when he had possession.
Yep, it would have been close.
Then after the 3-yard pass to Cooks, 2nd and 7. Anderson met in the backfield. Danny Shelton.
Well, this is why it's difficult. This is a great plan by Belichick. He's not going to go sideways. He's going to go vertical. Watch him. He just goes straight up the field. You have 2 guys in the backfield. It's not only Danny Shelton, it's also John Simon. It's just they're not trying to go sideline to sideline.
And where is Todd Gurley? You see him on the sideline. He got the carry on their first snap of the game, and he hasn't touched the football since.
Jim,
3rd and 10.
Jim, you tell me who's coming, who's not. And there's only going to be 4 at the end of it.
Goff throws it off his back foot. Incomplete. Reynolds was the receiver. Jason McCourty in coverage.
And this is exactly how we keep describing. Someone's open outside. And Woods is open. But Goff feels like a lot of people are coming. There's only 4 or 5 at most. But he feels like there's a lot because you can't determine who's the down lineman and who's pressuring or not. And he feels that.
Yeah, he had the felt flowers in the neighborhood.
But you're also not being able to tell who came and who didn't. And young quarterbacks, they don't quite be like, okay, only 4 guys are coming. I'll just slide to the left. And Woods is open on the sideline.
Here's Hector. Punt number 4. Edelman retrieves it at the 10. And Munt leaves him on the sideline. After a 39-yard boot, 7-yard return. Nearly halfway through the 2nd quarter. Just a field goal on the board. Of course, it was a slow start down in New Orleans for the Rams. A couple of weeks ago, down 13-0 early in that game.
Yeah, a little different, though, because down there you couldn't even hear. So they have a lot of calls at the line of scrimmage, and it was impossible for the quarterback to even call the play in the huddle in the Superdome.
That's Burkhead to the 20 for 3. What have you seen out of Aaron Donald so far?
He's disruptive. Early on, they ran at him. Now they try and run away from him. He's so good from the backside in the run game. But here's where Wade Phillips, he gets one-on-one matchups for him like nobody really in the National Football League can create that. You just bluff with your linebacker so the offensive lineman feels like, okay, I got to block this guy. And then you can't go help on Donald. By the time you get there, it's late. And if you're going to keep dropping back, you better watch that matchup right there.
2nd and 7. Brady looks for a second option. Ball's dropped. That was Michelle with Littleton running with him. And let's go down to Evan Washburn.
Well, Jim, you guys touched on it. Might not be the Superdome, but the noise disparity between when New England has the ball and LA is palpable. You can see New England moving and communicating with ease. In LA, it is really loud, and it's clearly helping New England's defense in this game.
See what the Rams defense can do. On a 3rd and 7. Patriots 2 out of 5 on 3rd. Brady dropped back, complete. Fight to the yardage, going to be stopped short. Again, it was Littleton, who's in on so many plays. 2nd team All-Pro. Holds him to 5, and now Allen will punt for the 2nd time.
Well, it's just the pressure. Brady has no more time to scan the field. And this is, I know it's early and New England's winning, but they're having to drop back early and often in this game. And that's allowing the Rams to start to tee off a little bit, and that plays a role as the game keeps moving on.
JoJo Natson's the returner. There's never been a punt return for a touchdown in Super Bowl history.
Oh, did you do it again?
Flag is down. Natson breaks the tackle and loses the angle at about the 33. The flag is back all the way back at the 17. It's a 53-yard punt by Allen, who holds the longest punt in Super Bowl history from a few years
During
back.
the kick, holding, kicking team, number 59. 10-yard penalty would be added to the end of the run. 1st and 10. Timeout.
And with that penalty added, that'll put the football for Los Angeles somewhere around the 43. The hold on McClellan. Halftime report, JB, Phil, Nate Boomer, Coach Cowher, all the highlights from the first half. Coming up again, Toyota Super Bowl today halftime report. So it's actually marked at the 45. Gurley's back in, and he's got the carry for about 5. And for more on Todd Gurley, down to Tracy.
Jim, the Rams told me there is nothing to report on Todd Gurley. All I can tell you is I was told he was going to be heavily involved with this game plan, but with that knee injury, he could wake up and it could just not feel right. We watched him in practice this week. He ran hard, took a lot of reps, but definitely favored it walking back to the huddle. I've been watching him. He's been stretching. He's been on the bike. Just had a conversation with C.J. Anderson and his running backs coach. We'll see if he can get more involved, Jim.
All right, thanks, Trace. 2 straight carries for him. He's about 2 yards shy. Of course, he aggravated that knee that he injured his junior year down the road in Athens at Georgia. Torn ACL. Still was taken 10th overall coming out in 2015. But he missed weeks 16 and 17 against the Cowboys in the playoffs of the divisional round. He went over 100. Looked strong last week. Didn't play much. Seemed to make a few mental miscues early.
Well, you're not going to take chances early in a game. Ball goes off his hands, interception. Didn't like another play. You go with the hot hand.
That hot hand was Anderson. Here's 3rd and 2. And they move the chains. All kinds of time for Goff, who's now flushed out. And he is walloped to his knees by Van Noy.
This is a Bill Belichick special. 3rd and 2. He plays 2 high safeties. They're not fooled by this play action. They were expecting it. You don't play 2 safeties that far off the ball on that. That's going against every tendency. He broke it right there. And that was him winning the battle of minds between the play caller on both sides of the ball.
Van Noy seems to do this every game. Make plays like that in the backfield. The Patriots' leading tackler of the season, Hecker, having a busy start to this game. Backward bounce at the 21 and finally covered up at about the 27. Kaiser, the one who downed it. This week.
We'll see how this plays out, but I think this is exactly the kind of game the Rams actually want to be in. They want to move the ball better, but they feel good about what they're doing right now to New England.
You said 28-24. The team with 24 will be stopped at the end trying to drive in for the win. Now Brady on 1st down. Edelman again, his 6th catch, and he's picked up another 1st down. He's been the biggest offensive star of this first half.
Well, just look at him. I mean, he almost didn't know what to do because he's like, oh, I beat you by so much. I'm just going to keep moving. And it's time now to just keep running your offense. You have plenty of time. You have 1 timeout, but there's so much time. Run the ball, hand off, play action 1, and then throw it to Edelman over and over again.
Burkhead, look in the middle. And out to about the 40. And Donald with the average numbers, 49 total yards for the Rams. Edelman's picked up 5 first downs on his 6 catches. Again, the Rams have only 2 as a team. 2nd and 7. It's Edelman again. And he's going to find that 1st down yardage for the 6th time in this half. Gain of 9.
Well, this is where Brady does a fantastic job. He motions the back end, puts him in the backfield. He knows it's zone. So he says, okay, I know it's zone. I can throw to somebody very quick right over the ball. Everyone pops out of there. Ball over the ball. 10 yards. Edelman going to have a day with 21 catches and 311 yards.
His tracking that way is pretty close. 7 for 93. And we're approaching the 2-minute mark. Brady's not going to run a play. Try to draw him off. We reached the 2-minute warning. New England near midfield. 3-0 Patriots. You're watching Super Bowl 53 on CBS. The owners, Stan Kroenke, owner chairman, Los Angeles Rams, the Kraft family of New England, Danny, Robert, and Jonathan. 2 minutes to go in the first half. And the Patriots, Tony, decided not to run a play on the north side of the 2-minute warning.
Well, that's smart. They have one timeout. They don't want Los Angeles to have the chance to get the ball back. And if you run a play there, you give them a better chance of getting the ball back.
Here's Brady looking all the way over to Patterson. 2 Rams come in on him, and they bring it down. Remember, New England has one timeout. They used the 2 on that one series in the first quarter. The 2nd and 5 now. Late sub onto the field here. Barron, total confusion. They've got him. And Gronkowski unable to make the catch, but the flag comes out.
At the snap, 12 men on the field. Defense, 5-yard penalty, results, first down.
There was more than 12 men. It was between 13 and 18
Somewhere
actually.
in there. Might as well make it count.
So you got 1st and 10. You're in field goal range already if you got to the end of the half. Now, if there's so much time, you're not yet. But really, if you're Tom Brady, you have all the time in the world. You just got to make sure you don't give this ball back. Obviously, with a turnover. But right now, you just don't want to have 3 incompletions and give it right back to him and have an opportunity. You got to get 1 first down to make a manageable field goal. That's all you're looking for. If you can run the ball, you hand it off right here.
First down at the 41. And trying to work that pass around a defender, thrown a little low for James White.
And this was a screen pass. I mean, it's the same for them as a run. They wanted to get this ball, make sure the clock was running. Now the clock stops. And you see James White, he goes up, pretends to chip, and Brady just shorts arms it a little bit. He's used to the timing being a little different.
Of course, 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, White had 14 receptions, scored 20 points, which is the Super Bowl record, including the winner in overtime. Brady's pass headed back in the direction, incomplete for White.
I think when Tom goes and looks at the first half, they're trying to double Edelman, but Edelman can't be covered. Look at how wide open he becomes there. And Roby Coleman has help inside, but Tom's getting touched on each play.
You remember how this team worked last week on 3rd and 10. 3 straight they hit on against the Chiefs. You called every one of them. This is a Rams defense that has not allowed an opponent to convert on 3rd and 10 or longer since week 14. The last 20 attempts of 3rd and 10 or longer, the Rams have stopped them. Let's see what happens here. Brady, pass, Patterson. They have the whistle, rule them down a yard short.
Well, this is difficult. I would take a timeout. And it's a great job by the Rams. I think that's a fantastic timeout call. You get an opportunity for the ball, or you make them go for it. They don't get to take it all the way down.
The tackle by Peters to make sure Cordero Patterson doesn't get the yardage. And that's Talib hitting his former teammate.
Wade Phillips has done 8 different things in this game. Zone, man, pressure, double teaming the different players. The only thing I keep seeing that keeps coming up is they can't cover Edelman. Even when he's double teamed, he still keeps winning the leverage. A guy's inside, a guy's outside. He keeps winning. Wade Phillips, a perfect game plan in this first half, as well as Bill Belichick.
And the Patriots keep their offense on the field on 4th and 1.
Now heads up, Brady's going to look out here. He wants to see, bring the back in. Is that a man or zone? You see who's on him? It's 26. It's man-to-man coverage.
That's Barron on him. 4th and 1 from the pocket, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Gronkowski, and Johnson was able to make the play, and Wade Phillips salutes his defense.
Well, it's really not the first option. Gronk has 2 people around him.
That was tipped first by Littleton.
Yes, Little. They're trying to throw the ball to the back on a pick play, and Wade Phillips runs the defensive end out and covers them, and he has to throw to Gronk late. Oh.
So the Rams take over on downs.
The last thing New England wanted, give the Rams a chance at momentum going into the half.
And the Rams have 2 first downs. and will be receiving the third quarter kick. They could double up here if they play it smartly. Goff taken down by Hightower.
If you're the Rams, you don't call a timeout. Now you're way behind the chains. You want to just get into a play. You got to make sure now it's lower percentage. You're going to try and be a little aggressive on this play.
2nd and 16. Fires it. Cooks comes back to catch it, and he stepped inside the first down yardage to make that catch.
Now you're snapping it really quick. Hand the ball off or throw a slant quickly.
3rd and 2. Pass low, intended for Woods.
And Woods just needed to be flatter. He kind of got upfield, made it a difficult throw for Jared Goff.
So that series fizzles out as well.
Rams haven't done much in this half, have they?
2 first downs, 57 total yards. 6th punt on the way.
Belichick has a way of not letting high-flying offenses just come out and show you how high-flying they are, huh?
That's just what we've seen in the last 2 games, too, where they shut down both the Chiefs and Chargers in the first half. That pass, or that punt, bounding down to the 2. And it's down at that point by Hodge after 58 yards by Hecker.
And that'll be the end of the first half. And if you like offensive football, well, too bad. If you like defensive football, well, there you go.
You're having a grand old time. It's going to be the 2nd lowest scoring first half in Super Bowl history.
Which Super Bowl was that?
That was Super Bowl IX. The Steelers in Minnesota, which of course the Steelers won at Tulane Stadium in New Orleans.
Now this is interesting because you got to down it, but you got to stay in, obviously, your territory. That's why if that ball would have got down inside the 1, they'd have had to run a play. But that's the first half. Jim, I think the first half really, we've already described it in many ways. The biggest thing was that you called the missed field goal before it happened early. Otherwise, it's 6-0.
Just stating a fact that, well, no one had missed the whole season.
You're going to see some adjustments. You're going to see an adjustment by both these coaches now coming out of in the second half.
Into the first half. So Gostkowski sets the second half in motion by driving it into touchback territory. Let's bring out Jared Goff, who was 5 out of 12 in that first half, 52 yards. It's the 2nd fewest first half passing yards in his young career for Goff. Only fewer was the 27 yards he had in the first half at New England his rookie year. So the Patriots have done it in each of the first halves they played against Goff. 2016 and here in the Super Bowl. And again, it was a silent half for Todd Gurley, Tony. 3 carries, 10 yards.
Yeah, absolutely the worst start for the Rams possible. But this is now the game. The game starts over right now for both teams. You're in a position, it's 3-0. Who cares about the first half? If you're the Rams, come out, make your adjustments, run your offense. And Gurley's back in, Jim.
They fake it to him. Down the middle, they zip it, and it's almost intercepted. Hightower was in front of Reynolds.
Well, they came out, and this is one of their adjustments. The difference was Hightower was prepared for that play. It's a play action, and Hightower gets right into the window where Goff tries to put it in. Goff lucky. He didn't get it. Let's give Bill Belichick and Flores credit, Jim.
I mean, look at this. You talk about the top 2 scoring offenses in the league this season, the last 2 games, and they shut them out each in the first half. And there is finally Gurley able to break one.
They finally got their break. Now watch, this is what they do. Stretch and then cut back up. It's been neutralized the whole game until now. In some ways, you think the Rams might. I mean, that's their core play right there. And they've only tried it. New England stopped it 3 times early, and they're like, okay, we're done. We're doing other stuff.
It went for 16. And a new set of downs at the 41. Just their 3rd first down of the game. Back to Gurley. Bursting to the outside and lowers the head for another 5 or 6.
Well, that's a big loss. I really feel like Chung is one of those players that does so much for this defense. They use a few guys in a lot of different ways. And all week he spent, this team play actions more than anybody in the NFL, the Rams. Those safeties have to do an incredible job of understanding where the route combinations are coming from and where to go not to get beat on these down the field passes. This is a more important, I really feel like, based on what the Rams do. They play action 35%, Jim. Those safeties have to be in position to not give up big plays.
And there you see Duron Harmon comes in for him. 2nd and 5. And it's Gurley trying to churn out something. No gain. Now Harmon comes in for Chung. And Harmon, they know him as the closer at New England because 12 of his 18 career picks have come in the 4th quarter. Some real game-saving situations.
So let's see if Belichick decides to go with the same plan, which is you're pressuring with 4 or 5 guys, but you're making it look like it's coming from different spots. Everyone stands around a little bit. Let's see.
3rd and 5. Goff has not completed a 3rd down throw. Now 0 for 6. Gilmore bats it down, denying Cooks. I mean, this coverage is phenomenal.
It's just, Gilmore's just too good. He's been doing this all year. Cooks runs a good route, but there's really just nowhere to throw that ball. I mean, Gilmore's running the route with him. He's been this way for the last half of the year, Jim. You called it, to have a lockdown corner with the way that Belichick knows how to stop, you know, the running game and some of your play action stuff. Just with scheme, it's a really tough combination.
It's brought a lot of honor to that number 24. Which once belonged to Ty Law, who was elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame yesterday. Ty Law, the former corner for the Patriots. Fair catch by Edelman down at the 7. What a first half force he was in the passing game. 7 catches, 93 yards. 2 of them went for 25.
Well, you see just no chance. If he's one-on-one, there's nobody who can guard him on this Rams team. And look at, now it's cover 2. He finds a soft spot and sits down. He just, I mean, when he's been double teamed, he's been open. If I'm Tom Brady, I'm like, you know what? I don't care what the coverage is. I'm throwing the ball to you. You keep doing what you're doing.
Johnny Hekker just launched his 7th punt. That's more punts than he's had in any single game this season. He has more punts than Gurley has carries. From the 8.
That's incredible.
Reagan!
Was that Ronald Reagan? I feel like he called it Reagan.
There's the carry by Michelle right into the arms of Johnson.
And obviously, Reagan means run to the right.
All the different kind of signals and cadences you can come up with in your career. This kid right here is adapted to anything they're throwing at him.
Yes, he has. And I tell you, he's got 5 touchdowns in the postseason. Since they've morphed this offense, once they lost Josh Gordon, they've become a downhill running team. And you can tell right now they're trying to do that. And it helps them for when they play action.
2nd and 6 as Burkhead had quick contact on him. Fowler and Rocker's going to have 3rd coming up. 3rd and about 4, Tony.
Well, that's a fantastic play by Brockers. 90 inside. He just pushes the double team. And then you see Fowler.
Mouth guard goes a-flying.
But Brockers split the double. He took on 2 guys, and then he got through a 3rd and made the tackle. I mean, Brockers is really difficult in the run game.
And the Rams stopped them. Back inside the 15.
Well, they've got to double Edelman. When he motions, somebody has to help.
Peters is on him. Here's the pass. He got away from him, and Edelman slips through a tackle. All the way across the 40. It was Peters who stayed with him on the pre-snap, but Edelman got away from him in a hurry, and now he's got a 27-yard play, the longest of the game on either side.
Peters tries not to get beat outside, and by doing so, Edelman uses his leverage against him, and it's over. This needs to be a double team on Edelman on every third down. Edelman's not excited at all. He's a passionate player, Jim, and I tell you, he's having one of his best games in a big-time situation.
We met with him a couple of weeks ago, and all he talked about is his entire career, nothing's ever been easy. He was out and injured last year in the Super Bowl. Pass, that looked like it might have touched the ground. And it's ruled incomplete.
Well, this is all Aaron Donald. He makes Brady not be able to step through this throw. And Donald just creates havoc. He's one-on-one. He's going to get to the quarterback. And when he does, Brady can't step through. And it makes Brady short step, throw it in the dirt.
Aaron Donald already in his 5th season, 4 times first-team All-Pro, and again back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. Only Khalil Mack received votes other than him, as Edelman takes the quick toss for the wide receiver screen for about 7 or 8. We've got an injury report coming from Evan.
It's no real surprise here. Patrick Chung walked immediately to the x-ray room with an air cast on that right arm. He is officially out for this game. A huge loss to that secondary for New England. He's one of their main communicators, guys.
Big leader on that team, too.
He's a big leader. We talked about it, just his ability to move around, get to different spots, and then understand their system. Now, Tom's looking out wide. He wants to see who's on the back. He motions him back in.
That's James White. 3rd and 2. Brady's pass. Incomplete. Peters got a hand on it.
Well, I tell you, that's the game. I'm finding Edelman. You got to cover him. And Edelman, let's see if Peters holds him a little or not.
Actually, Peters never did touch it. Edelman looked around, wanted a flag. Tight coverage. The assistants loved it.
You always love it when it's 4th down.
Right in front of you.
But that's what they got to get up there and be physical. They've been way too soft with him. If he's going to make you miss, make him miss at the line of scrimmage.
Natson waiting for the Allen punt. Line drive boot. Bounces at the 5. Dead ball. Perfectly played. Slater, whose father Jackie was a Hall of Fame right tackle for the Los Angeles Rams. Goff coming back out. 3-0 New England. Super Bowl 53, and we're proud to be presenting it for the 20th time on the CBS television network, going all the way back to Super Bowl I in LA. And the flag is down. And Super Bowl I, it was broadcast by the likes of the great Jack Whitaker, who's listening and watching at his home today in Philadelphia.
Illegal shift. Offense. Penalties decline. 2nd down.
11th Super Bowl appearance by New England. That's the most all time. 4 by the Giants and the Packers. 5 by New England, Dallas, 49ers. Patriots trying to join the Steelers in that column with 6.
That's unbelievable what they've done.
Penalty.
Belichick, Brady. You're never going to see that again, and you got to give Robert Kraft credit. How about the trade of Belichick?
That last play, the penalty was declined, so that was a 2nd and 8 play.
I mean, really, they made a trade, right? To start this thing.
Well, he had about one day with the New York Jets.
Yeah, and they got him there, and I guess that was the start of this. But here we go, 3rd and 6 in your own part of the field coming out. This is the time where you want to confuse the quarterback and make him throw it right to you. This ball needs to be, I'd be throwing a screen or something faster. Don't make your quarterback read a whole bunch.
That's Gurley at the top, coming back in motion. Need to get to the 12 for a first. From the end zone, in trouble. Heaves it, but did not get back anywhere close to anyone, and not even to the line of scrimmage. The pressure by Hightower.
And Hightower does a great job getting pushed back all the way into the quarterback, but the coverage is, I mean, there's nothing open. Goff's going through it, and Belichick has it just swallowed up everywhere. This is hard to watch. I mean, this is how many punts in a row now?
Well, this is going to be the 8th one. 8
how many
consecutive possessions ending in a punt for Hecker. From the end zone, he punts it, didn't catch it. Hits it to 45 and takes off. Oh my goodness, this could be the longest punt in Super Bowl history.
Oh, you've been waiting for a good stat like
yeah,
that.
That's it. That's the highlight of the game. It is, by 1 yard.
How long?
He breaks Ryan Allen's record of 64. That one goes for 65. It's getting exciting now. Of course, he has his brother, his twin, Jason, in the secondary with him tonight. The Super Bowl's first twin teammates. Here's a run by Burkhead. We're about 4. So we have a Super Bowl record finally in the books tonight, and it was that 65-yard punt, albeit 27 after the bounce. And now Brady and the Patriots, they're moving along. 238 yards of offense versus 82 by Los Angeles. That's all it's been.
Yeah, but it's 3-0. It feels like the Rams have no chance in some ways, but it's you're one turnover away from winning the game if you score on defense. This Rams team, they need to score on defense.
Flag is out as White makes the catch and is out of bounds after a first down. Well, if that's what you're looking for, the Patriots did not allow a non-offensive touchdown the entire season. No
Illegal
returns.
shift. 2 men moving. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
So if that were to happen, it'd be the first time all year anybody scored in the return game or on defense.
Similar to like anybody missing a kick in the stadium?
Yeah, exactly.
You're right, though. It's obviously not likely. But I think you keep playing the Rams, and it's hard to describe that the Rams have a chance to win this, but they do. It's just one possession, one big play.
2nd and 13, first offensive penalty of the game against New England. Edelman's on the right side, working the middle of the field, and they find him. Brady finds him at the 34. Pass play for 8 on a 9th reception of the game.
Well, that's a great job by Brady, staying in the pocket, sliding, and then firing, and getting back into a position to get this first down. And it's a big 3rd down.
The 3rd and 5. Edelman with 9 catches of the 17 completions for Brady tonight.
So watch just a simple motion. Once again, whenever Edelman's going over here, you've got to double team him.
Here comes the pressure. Brady unloads it deep for Hogan. And it's incomplete. No flag out. Peters broke it up.
Just a fantastic job. He had help outside, inside, so Peters, don't lose your leverage, stay outside, and Hogan just doesn't give him anything, and it's a simple just corner route, but Edelman got swallowed up on the double team inside there, and that is the first time they took him away, and Brady had to let it go deep.
Here's Ryan Allen. Punt flies to the 25, and then Natson is swarmed under by Slater. Quarterback comparison. Brady moving in on 200 yards passing after having his first throw of the night intercepted. But Goff just 5 out of 15 for 52 yards, and he's been sacked twice.
They've got to me, it's time now. You don't change completely your identity, okay? We're still trying. There has to be, get these guys off of you. Belichick's been one step ahead. Every time you're taking a shot or trying to, like, 3rd and 1, 2 play action, he's playing cover 2. Go against your tendencies now. Take your shot on a different down and distance. Run the ball on like a 3rd and 5. You got to do different things at this point.
Gonna throw on first down and get the connection for about 7 to Reynolds. And when you look at their possession chart, how about this? The longest drive through the first 8 possessions, 5 plays, Tony.
I'm just circling to let you know.
Yeah,
that's how many punts in the game. Because I know not everybody could read all that. All of them. And none of these plays have been for more than 5. No drive has been more than 5 plays in the entire game for the Rams.
No way you have any rhythm off of a possession chart like that. Here's Anderson diving ahead, and he's got a first down. Their 4th of the night.
You see signs of life.
It's starting to get in gear now.
Well, that's the thing, though. First down pass, second down run, third down, whatever's against. You've got to go against your tendency now. He got you. Okay, give him credit. Now you go back away from it.
They
there
also
you go.
play quicker here to the line. Goff throws, completes it to Cooks. And finally, the Rams put together a nice little 3-play sequence and another first down.
Well, it's a simple comeback route from a cut split. Goes up, breaks out, ball on time, but it's just a tendency breaker. I mean, how many times have they come out and tried to hand that ball off on first down? Now you're in a position you can do anything you want.
That was the third catch of the game for Cooks, who played in the Super Bowl last year for the Patriots and got knocked out in the first half with a head injury. The game against Philadelphia. There he goes in motion. They're going to run it as Anderson dives for about 5, maybe 4. When they needed to get another backup to Gurley, and you see Brian Flores, Flo they call him, the signal caller on that defense for New England, and tomorrow he'll be officially announced as the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins, officially.
Is it ever official before it's official?
I think it's been official for what, 2 weeks?
Okay, it's official.
Anderson stays in the game, second and we'll call it 7. Coming after Goff, and he throws it on the back of Anderson because Lawrence Guy was bearing down on him.
Well, this is a great job, actually. But look at the right guard right there. Austin Blythe just gets beat. Lawrence Guy describes the pressure, and it's actually Goff. It's a wonderful job to hit your guy in his back. You should usually run a route or turn around.
It's Gurley on the sideline. A third down coming up. 0 for 8 on third. 6 defensive backs in for the Patriots.
It's time to stand in, slide in the pocket, and make a big throw if you're Goff.
Coming after him. Stands in there and completes it to Woods. Down to the 29. He did exactly what you said he had to do, Tony.
Well, just look at how he takes this pressure right in his face. And that's how you're going to win. That's how you're going to win this game. Tom Brady's had to do it this whole game. Goff the same way. You want to win the Super Bowl, you want to win big game, you stand in there, take the hit, fire that ball as if no one's around you.
He had to take the hit of Trey Flowers, and he was able to deliver the goods to Woods. Now in new territory for the night is Los Angeles, and we got a timeout called by the Rams as the play clock was down to 2.
Now the Patriots need to stand up right here and stop this play action.
Here it is. Goff steps up. He's going for the big ball to the end zone. Oh, and it's knocked out of his hands. Cooks was waiting for it. And it was McCourty, Jason McCourty, who caught up in time to knock it out.
Well, here's the crazy part. This is where Patrick Chung, the difference is the communication. It is an unbelievable play by Jason McCourty. He's not supposed to be there. He comes from the opposite side of the field and makes that play. And I think if Chung's out there, he doesn't get that wide open. They had a touchdown.
Yes, they did, and you saw both McCourtys in the frame, one watching, the other making the play. Jason in his first postseason. Big defensive gym there, 2nd and 10. Swing it over, Anderson. Patriots are there, and it's Devin McCourty who bumps him out. So now they got a big third down and 7 on the way.
Well, 3rd and 7. You're going to get some form of a pretend pressure from Belichick that he's done throughout the game. He likes to double a lot of people at different times, but I think he's had too much success to go away from it. Another time for you to stand in and throw this ball.
To the 19 for a first. Coming after him. Oh, they take him way back. Now forcing a long field goal attempt Had it been an incompletion, it would have been 44 yards. Now it'll be 50 plus. It was Hightower first, Van Noy second to get to Goff.
And it's a 5-man rush. They're not pressured with a lot of guys. But Goff gets caught looking downfield, and the running back was open. What a monster sack by Hightower. Now here we go.
Greg the Leg, who sent him here with his 57-yard winning kick in overtime. Only 4 all-time in the Super Bowl field goals made from plus 50. This is 53 yards to tie it. And Sirline's kick is good. And the game is tied at... Okay, Patriots back now to 25 with James White in the backfield and getting the handle. Donald is there. Rockers as well.
Was that our kicker saying give the credit to a kicker
Yes.
for playing through pain? I wonder what John Madden
Got to stand up for one another.
He's watching this game. John's like,
I mean,
you know, these D linemen are a little banged up too.
it's been a kicker's game so far. Yeah, they call him Greg the Leg, or actually the other day Sean McVay called him a Legatron. So both of those work for me. 2nd and 9. There's a flag. And the tackle immediately by Barron on James White.
Yeah, this has got to be a hold. White ran a great route. I think you'll take the penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Prior
First
to
down,
the
actually.
pass, holding, defense, number 26, 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Automatic 1st down. Right here. Yeah, just grab that jersey right there.
They call that every time when you grab hold of the uniform like that, and it's at the 31 now with a new set of downs. And on the toss they go. Michelle breaks it. Michelle! Hogan throws a block. And he's all the way out to the 50. He escaped Brockers and is able to run it on the switchback for 19.
Well, Shaq Mason, the right guard, double teams, and then he gets up and blocks out. James Devlin with a great block. They set this play up. They keep handing it downhill, then they toss. And they make you go wide. And now they get right back up.
From the 50. Right back to him. Michelle bang back after 4.
They're staying committed.
Michelle, who played here just 13 months ago in the national title game for Georgia, a game that Alabama won in overtime, a thriller that one was.
And they're balanced right on New England. I mean, I know it's a tough sled, but it's 20 runs. They're just staying committed. They knew that all the drop back stuff is just not going to win this football game.
Final seconds of the third straight carry. Michelle stacked up. The 3rd down play will start the 4th quarter. Through 3 quarters. It's the first Super Bowl ever without a touchdown through 3 quarters. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Mike Arnold directing, Jim Rickoff, first producer seat for him at a Super Bowl. Ryan Galvin, our replay producer. Here we go. 15 minutes to play in Atlanta. 3rd and 4. Brady's pass knocked down incomplete. That's Littleton, who denied it to White.
And it's a great job by Littleton, but it's also the pressure on Brady where he has no choice. He can't scan back across the field. I mean, perfect defense. But look at Sue push Cannon right into Brady. I mean, that's exactly what you got to do to Brady. You push the pocket. Everyone talks about from the middle. It can come from anywhere if you're pushing the guy.
Allen's punt. Bounces, what a punt. It hit at the 1 with a little backspin. And Cardona, the long snapper, downed it. He's done that a couple of times as Ryan Allen. Beautiful job. I would say right now the MVP race for this game is down to Ryan Allen, Johnny Hecker, Greg Zuerlein, Steve Gostkowski, or maybe even Matthew Slater. What do you think?
All the household names right there.
Yes.
Well, this is incredible, and they are, because they played for the Patriots, a lot of them for so long, and then Becker last week. I mean, this is it though. 1st and 10. You got another job inside the 10. Lowest scoring game for 3 quarters. First time with no touchdown in the first 3 quarters. Blah blah blah. No one's scoring touchdowns. No one's moving the ball. Guess what? It's a tie game in the Super Bowl,
and someone's going to win a championship. From the 7. Play action. Fake to Anderson. Goes to Anderson. Turns around on Hightower. Good effort by Anderson to turn what could have been a 2-yard gain into a 9-yard pickup.
Goff, great job getting rid of it right before he gets hit. And Anderson just using that size. But you see right there, this is how the game's going to be won. You got to take the hits and fire the ball under duress.
Continue to go with Anderson with Gurley on the sideline. Gurley 8 carries, 35 yards. Anderson 6 for 18. He just made a catch for 9.
That's a quarterback flaw. He changes the play.
Ball start, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Take him out of a 2nd and 1 to a 2nd and 6.
Well, watch Goff. He thinks it's on 1. He's like, oh no, I called it on 2. When you start thinking and going through a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage, sometimes you just forget that subtlety.
That's their 4th pre-snap penalty. And now they backtrack to the 11. Call on Anderson. Races outside. Gilmore stiff arms, ball's out, and it goes out of bounds. Oh, as he delivered a stiff arm, the football was left behind.
This is it. 2 tight ends, and you just hand off. Now cut and bounce outside. That's how you got to run the ball. And wow, Gilmore with a perfect punch to get that ball out. And that really is fortunate for the Rams.
Took a while for that pigskin to roll to the sideline.
Yes, it did.
3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 with 13 and a half to go. Here's Goff looking right. Completes it for the 1st to Cooks, who rolls over for an extra yard. And the Rams have a little breathing room after the gain of 8.
Goff slides right, but Cooks comes all the way across the field. He's got to find a soft spot. Stay right there. Stay, find it. And then Goff throws it to him. And moves the chains.
Gurley's in, Tony. Gurley comes back in.
Well, it's just a pass. They want him in pass pro and then throw it to him.
There it comes over to Gurley. Diving catch and a loss of 1. John Simon was over there to make that play ineffective. Let's go to Trace.
Well, thanks, Jim. When I spoke to Sean McVay coming out of the locker room, he told me it's not the knee that's limiting him. They will continue to rotate between him and C.J. Anderson. But I can tell you, C.J. Anderson, constant conversations with Gurley on the sideline, trying to be that mentor he was brought to be, trying to keep Gurley focused. We'll see if he can get something going on this drive, Jim.
2nd and 11. And a timeout called by New England. Patriots defense takes the timeout with 12:23 to go. Hightower was with the training crew during that timeout, taping up his left hand. Chung has come back out after the x-rays and out for the remainder of this game. Let's bring in Evan real quick from that sideline.
I'll tell you, Hightower, guys, isn't some discomfort with that left hand. They've taken off the glove, retaped it a couple times. He's trying to flex through it. As you can see, he's continuing to be on the sideline, taking a lot of fluids as well. We'll have to monitor it as it develops.
2nd and 11. Goff. A lot of pressure around his feet. Throws it incomplete. Jackson on the coverage.
This is really just Bill Belichick special. I want you to watch these combinations of these guys that go over here and they go. Watch how many guys by the Patriots are all over here waiting on these routes. I mean, there's nowhere for you to go. They know what's coming right now. And Goff's trying to stand in. There's just not a lot of stuff. It's really hard when Belichick has a beat on you.
3rd and 11. Fires it over the head of Reynolds. And we've got a flag.
This could be holding on defense.
The flag is out at the 39-yard line.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 24, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That came on 3rd and 11.
And Gilmore, I watched the route, and when he was running it, he ran it, but then he kind of just holds him right here all the way and then doesn't really let go at the top. It's kind of an easy call. Cooks has a route where he just turns and comes back to the quarterback.
First defensive penalty on New England tonight. And Goff, who has been knocked down many times in this game.
It's tough sledding.
Gurley, the running back. Fake it to him. Steps up, connects. Cooks, 44-yard line. Right in front of Gilmore.
Best throw of the game for Goff. Cook's going to go up, and then boom, right back. Same exact route combination. They didn't think that Gilmore was going to sit on it, and they were correct. You run him up, you sit and come back to the quarterback, and Goff throws it early and starting to feel it. Now you can do a lot. Just get up and hand this ball off. You could play action here. You could do anything.
A drive that started back at the 7. Gurley makes a cut, and Gurley races for about 12 or 13. Got a flag. Looks like it might be holding on the Rams this time.
Holding, offense, number 65, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Called on the center, John Sullivan.
The center, John Sullivan, 65. He's in the middle. And it's not a call I would make in that specific case, since you can find that a lot in the trenches.
Hightower comes back onto the field.
1st and 20.
Looks like Goff has a cut on his left hand.
He's cut. You're telling me he's cut?
And he's still standing. And he's running, trying to get away. And he gets hit on the sideline.
Well, I can tell you right now, that feels worse than his cut. That's a big-time shot on that sideline. Jonathan
Jones was the one who hit him.
Jones gets a 15-yard running start, and Goff's trying to find someone down the field. Right there. Ooh.
Was it late?
It's always a judgment call there.
What do you think, Gene?
I don't know if it was
Even
late.
though he's going out of bounds, he is still in bounds when the contact occurs, Jim. So he's free to get hit like that.
Okay. A loss of 2. It goes in the books as a sack, the 4th of the game. Registered by that defense. 2nd and 22, and look at this pass. Way down the field and over the head of Cooks. Gilmore was step for step by his side.
This is going to be the one they want back. I want you to watch. This is a staple for them. And just go ahead and look at the bottom of your screen. You're going to have a deep in cut wide open, and he may score or at least get all the way down to the 20-yard line. And they throw that a lot on 3rd down and 2nd down. And it's just one of those times you take a shot somewhere else and you look back at the tape the next day and you're like, oh, that could have been a difference.
Now what do you do on 3rd and 22?
You do the same thing you just did, but you already did it, so you can't. Now you just got to hand the ball off.
Gives it to Gurley, and that loses a yard. Van Noy was there standing his ground, allowing Trey Flowers to finish it off. And
you see how they're all going vertical? You see how he shot the gap? he didn't run. They're not running sideways. That's where all the teams get in trouble against the Rams. When you look back at this tape, you're going to find they controlled the line of scrimmage by going straight downhill at the Rams. They didn't go sideways like a lot of other teams who have been gashed.
There's Hecker. Hits at the 31. In games, 10 postseason games to get here. That's 266 total. And you think, man, there's all these crazy things happening during the season, all these high-scoring affairs. Well, guess what? Not in the ultimate game. And then you look at Belichick's 8 previous Super Bowls. They've all been one-score games. In fact, 7 of the 8 have been decided in the last 3 minutes or in overtime.
Everyone talked about the year of the offense, right?
That's the future of the game, right?
Yeah.
Brady on first down, lofts it. Gronkowski has it. He was able to race away from Ebicom and pick up 18.
Wow, this is just a pretend like I'm blocking in the run game. You do it over and over again. And what you find is, watch. You can see how he pops out. Right there, just a great job by Gronk selling a run.
5th catch for Gronk tonight. For 58 yards total.
What's that chant? Is that Brady?
Sounds like it to me.
Oh, you got to watch out for a double move here, or Gronk up the seam, a running back down the sideline.
Down the middle they go. Who else? Edelman. With yet another catch. His 10th. 10 for 141.
Edelman, one-on-one, and he has the whole middle of the field to work. Everyone goes and guards a guy. There's no way you're going to cover him in there. They're going to come back to that, I can promise you. They just saw what that looked like.
10 receptions, 8 of them going for first.
And now it's possible pressure. Gronk up the seam, double move.
It's a pass over to Burkhead, bounced out by Peters.
Came back with the exact same play. They just made it look different, Jim, with motion. It's the same thing. Gronk's running a seam, and Edelman's running right in the middle of the field. They are going to ride this play. Once they find you have a weakness, it's going to keep coming at you now.
Giselle and the family trying to stay positive.
Love the energy. She's into this. I tell you, she knows how important this is to their family and how much this means to Tom. Same exact play again. Edelman over the middle.
2nd and 3. Down the field they go. Gronkowski has it at the 2-yard line.
It's the same play 3 times in a row. Edelman over the middle, Gronk on a seam, and the ball is perfectly thrown. And Littleton can't get there. Gronk lays out and catches it. 3 plays in a row, the exact same, Jim. And Giselle's happy.
And now the Patriots will run their first play in the red zone. The first one for the game on either side. From the 2, 1st and goal. Running it for the touchdown. Sony Michel.
His 6th touchdown in the postseason.
3 against the Chargers, 2 against the Chiefs, and now the first touchdown of Super Bowl 53.
Look at that hole. They've been just doing this the entire playoffs. These are 2 of the most physical teams. They're in the Super Bowl for a reason, and you're getting a physical football game, and one big play by Gronk. The 3rd straight play in a row, the same thing, and they get it.
And that pass was in the perfect window. Gostkowski adds the extra point. What a block, by the way, by Devlin. So Michel becomes just the 2nd rookie in the last 3 decades with a Super Bowl rush touchdown to go with Jamal Lewis back in Super Bowl 35 20 years ago when the Ravens went over the Giants. Brady on that drive, 4 for 4 for 67.
And really surgical. I mean, just threw the hitch route to the back, throws it over the ball to Edelman, and then the seam on the same play. 3 different guys on the exact same play call, and here we go. You know how important this is, everybody. 7 minutes to go in the Super Bowl.
Gostkowski's kick will not be returned. Again, the 2 coaches, you got Belichick, the first to win 5, trying to make it 6, trying to become the oldest to ever win a Super Bowl, going against the guy that everybody went out that had a job opening this year, tried to find the next Sean McVay, 33-year-old, celebrated a birthday a couple days after the NFC Championship win in New Orleans, trying to become the youngest to ever hoist the Lombardi Trophy.
Well, the young phenom needs to come up with something special right here, because that grizzled veteran right there, he's the best that's ever walked. And he's on defense right now. But I can tell you, Sean, you've seen a whole game. This is where you can come up with something new, some kind of new play action, something they haven't seen that can get you going and start this right now.
Coming after Goff, has to unload it. What a catch. Snagged by Cooks. And he's able to gallop ahead for a big gain.
Perfect play call. They set this play up 4 or 5 times, and they've waited for this play, and it's a screen pass, and it's an unbelievable job by Flowers to get himself in there to almost make the play, but that's exactly what you needed to get momentum, get yourself moving, and now your quarterback has a little bit of feeling. You see how they're waiting in the huddle? At 15 seconds, the communication cuts off in your headset. Well, Belichick can't talk to the defense either. It's a genius idea that McVay's adjusted to in this game. Belichick can't communicate because he doesn't see where you're lined up.
That pass play, the longest of the game for the Rams. It went for 19. It's Gurley. And they are on him quickly after 1 as we approach 6 minutes to go. 10 carries, 35 yards for Gurley.
Now, I'm a little hesitant. I would start to play a little faster, being down 7, under 6 minutes to go with the game on the line, but this is what they've adjusted to. And I think it's because they don't want to leave the huddle until right around now, because Belichick can't communicate now. At 15, they cut off communication with the quarterback, and the linebackers are safety on defense.
2nd and 9. Again, pressure. He felt the Patriots coming. They were by his feet, knocked him down again. It was Van Noy. It's just amazing how much pressure they put on Goff in this game.
Well, this is not the Rams. They're a play-action team, a running team. We said it to start the game. If they have to drop back to pass to win this game, it's going to be hard.
Goff had been sacked only 1 time in 70 dropbacks in the first 2 playoff games. He's been decked 4 times in this one and knocked down several other times other than those sacks. 3rd and 9. Gets it. Reynolds has the first down. Able to slice past the first down yardage with McCourty behind him.
And there you go. Reynolds again comes across the field. He's being singled up multiple times in this game. That's the guy you're going to have to go to, I think.
Ooh, that ball was close to coming out for Reynolds. First down at the 44. Gurley looking long. Goff looking long. Able to complete it to Woods. And Robert Woods has a catch inside the 30.
This should not be open. Watch Robert Woods. He's got Jones outside, and he still beats his leverage. He sells him inside and then somehow comes downhill, and Goff with a bullet right on the sideline. 2 of his best throws of the game.
Rams now finally starting to look fluid on offense with 4.5 to play. Pass caught, no! In and out of the hands of Cooks. It would have been a touchdown. He got hit and hammered by Harmon and Gilmore.
Oh, this is a perfect throw. Cooks has a chance. Let's see. Gilmore grabs his arm just a little bit. Harmon comes over.
Got to make that catch.
I think it is, but Gilmore's got a little bit of his arm right there, so he can't bring the left up. But he does have the right there. It's tough to see all that.
2nd and 10. From the 27.
Well, you know they're taking shots down the field now.
Blitz to the end zone, and it's intercepted at the 3-yard line. Gilmore jumps up and grabs it. Goff had to unload it. They were blitzing him.
They went all-out pressure. Belichick waited the whole game to send it, and Gilmore wasn't going to get beat deep, waiting for the big-time interception.
Game. The interception by Gilmore, graded out as the top-rated corner in football this year. First team All-Pro. But still 4 and change to go. 2 timeouts for each side. New England from the 4-yard line. Michel's the running back. Michel. Contact a yard beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well, on the interception, we say cover 0 or all-out pressure. Well, the back can only take one of these 2 guys. That means that cover 0 or all-out means we can't block everybody. Goff knows it, he's got to throw it. And it was shocking, and you see the reaction from the Kraft family, and they know how close this is right now. This first down, though, is... They're used to seeing them close out with a first down or 2 and win these games.
2nd and 9 run. That's a first down run for Michel, taking off into the secondary, all the way out to the 30.
And just watch the block by 62, Joe Tootie, pulling guard, just a perfect seal on Barron, and it just, I mean, they just timed it up perfect with a new play there, made you look this way, and then they brought that counter right back at you. Boy.
26 yards for number 26.
Well,
Goff looking at the interception throw on the tablet on the sideline. 2:52 to go, first down. And a flag comes out.
Ooh, that's the worst case scenario for the Patriots right there if that's on them.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense. Number 56. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Called on Dante Fowler. That's his 2nd penalty of the game.
Well, he's going toe-to-toe with a tight end, and he's trying to stand up in the run game. You can see it right there. You can't do that. Hand right up the face. That's a good call. No one needs me to say how big 1 first down is. Almost ending the game if they can get one.
Back to Michel. Dragged down, 42-yard line.
This should be a timeout by the Rams.
Clock is running now. Now the signal. A couple of seconds still running off. Got a signal down to the field. I think they're going to reset the clock a little bit because,
well, they should.
4 or 5 seconds before that, I saw the signal. We'll see if they adjust it off 2:33.
Well, the big one's going to be if you could take this down to the 2-minute warning no matter what. They're going to adjust this clock right here.
Timeout Los Angeles. Please reset the game clock. 2:42. 2:42.
Add 9 seconds
remaining.
for him.
So we're going to have, you have 2 options here now. This is where you can run 2 times and hope you get a first down. If you do that, they're going to take a timeout. It's going to go down to the 2-minute warning, and you're punting back to probably around the 20-yard line for the Rams with 1:50 to go in the game. That is not the Patriots style. They may run it once, and they may believe in the run game where they come out and run it on this down right here. But you can bet what happens over time. On that 3rd down play, they're going to pass if they're in 3rd and 5 or 3rd and more than 4. They're very aggressive on that 3rd down call, more than most teams, but this should be a run to make them use their final timeout.
Burkhead who scored the game winner in overtime at Kansas City, is the tailback and the ball carrier. That's Burkhead. Look at him go! Burkhead all the way to the Rams 33 before Peters was able to finish the play. 26-yard run by Burkhead.
Devlin, Gronkowski, watch these two, because this is who's carried them in the run game in the playoffs. Look at both of them create holes. This offensive line, the ability for them to mesh. Dante Scarnecchia, the offensive line coach. Patrick Chung likes it with his one good arm. People are happy in New England. Big time run for the Patriots.
Well, they had a 26-yard run when they were pinned inside the 10 by Michelle, and then Burkhead gets a 26-yard run right there.
And you know why? All the plays in the first half mattered. All the time that the offense didn't create any yards, no first downs in that first half, this defense was on that field. They played unbelievable. They stood up over and over again for the Rams, but they just, you can't play that many plays that much, be on the field the whole game. It just ends up, you're going to feel it at some point, and you just saw how that happened.
Saw a blank stare from McVay. You saw a lot of emotion in the eyes of Cooks, who had a chance to grab a touchdown and could have tied it. Got a flag out as Michelle takes it for a gain of about 4.
This is big. Here's why. This is a huge call, because you could actually decline this, and then the clock will stop, I believe, and it's going to be second down. It's like having a timeout. You shouldn't take this penalty. Can I bring Gene in here to discuss this? Because I believe you could keep this and you could use it like a timeout. It's second down.
Without a question, Tony, accepted or declined, the next play will start on the snap.
But you need the downs, Gene, so it's like you need to go to second down, even though you got some yards.
Agree.
There's 2 fouls in the play. Both are by the offense. Holding. Offense, number 87. Penalties decline. Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Offense, number 77. Penalties is accepted. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
No.
You see an official coming in. He may be coming in from that sideline to check with John Perry on this, Tony.
He needs to decline this and make it second down, and the clock doesn't run. Oh, you see Brown right there. That's hands to the face.
Yeah, on Aaron Donald.
Okay, so it looks like he whispered it's going to be second down.
Didn't hear Perry, but it sure looks like after reevaluation they're going to make it second down, and the Rams are going to refuse those penalties.
This has come up before, and this is just giving the Rams an extra timeout. Doesn't matter yet if you can make sure you make a field goal or something. It will matter if you get this ball back and it's a 1-score game. That's the number one thing you do at the end when you're trying to round the game. No holding penalties. Because unless you get 10 yards, they're going to decline it.
Belichick looking for an explanation. 2:25, 2nd and 6.
It's a different way to run the ball. Brock pushes in the other way.
You toss it. Michelle through traffic. Gets within a yard of the first. And that'll take it down to 2 minutes.
And you see, though, the difference in what it should have been. It should have been second down to 2 minutes.
3rd and 1 coming out of it. 2 minutes away from number 6 for this guy. This game show. Some might be asking, Tony, when all that talk about the penalties against New England, do you refuse them or you take them? If you had taken it, you would have been back to the 43-yard line and taken them out of field goal range. What would you say to that?
Well, you're just going to run 3 plays, and or 2 more plays, 3 plays actually, and you're going to give the ball back with 20 seconds and punt it, even if you don't get anywhere, and you're going to have to go 90 yards for a touchdown. So here's a 3rd and 1. This is the play, because you can stop them.
This is going to be an interesting mark here.
I think they're short. It's just like you said. Now Yeah, the other way, I don't think you have a chance. This way, you have a chance. Oh, that ball's short.
It was Fowler who had hold of him. And then it's Joyner who makes sure that he doesn't get that last inch or two.
There's nothing there that shows me the ball's across that line. I mean, this is... Ram season on the line.
Now what do you say?
You say fourth down if you're... I have no idea.
Fourth down.
Hey.
Do you go ahead and kick it, go up 10? Or do you just close it out, try to get the inch or two, and finish it off?
Oh, my goodness. It's the worst possible scenario for a head coach, but Belichick.
Hey, Chiefs territory, got a business card on you right now I could use?
I think we got to go to the index card on this one, Jim. Yes.
Didn't know if you had them. Now that you're a big TV guy, I thought maybe a business card might be in the pocket. 4th and inches, here they go.
You take it down and take a timeout is what you do. You don't run a play here. You go down to 1 second, you take a timeout. This is too big of a decision to make just on a whim. You got to sit there at Belichick's. Basically, you got to, how much do you trust your kicker? How much do you trust the middle of the field? Here's what I don't like. They have Sue and Donald in the A gap. You want inches, you can quarterback sneak it all you want. I don't trust that. I'm kicking the field goal. I know Gostkowski. How good is he, Jim?
Oh, you're talking about the all-time leading scorer in Patriot history.
Okay, he's missed one today. What are the percentage this guy misses 2 in a game?
Not very high. He's 27 out of 32 on the season.
I mean,
this is his 6th Super Bowl he's kicked in. So tied for 2nd most.
This is where, though, Belichick's got to be asking Brady and McDaniels, do we have a play? Do you love a play? Is there something that's 100% we get it? If not, we're kicking.
They're kicking. Here he comes. It's going to be 41, 42 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood. In fact, he made one from 42 in the first half. Now, the Rams have blocked 5 kicks over the last 2 years, 4 of them by Littleton.
Well, you didn't say that. Well, now that plays a role.
Yep. It's going to be 41 yards where Ryan Allen is going to put it down.
Here it is. I'm going out on a limb and saying this is to win the Super Bowl.
1:16 to go, 41 yards. Cardona to Allen. Gostkowski.
Six titles, 9 appearances. And this didn't get in by much. Good snap. Good hold. And it does go in. And when you're good, it always finds a way when it matters. And I tell you what, how about the drive to go close it out?
Well, that drive and the touchdown drive. 10 points in the quarter for New England.
They've been here. They've been in so many close games. They just know how to do it. And you see Tom Brady. Enjoy him, folks. You're never, ever going to see it again.
Not in our lifetime.
Nope. Gronkowski, you don't know, might be his final game.
By the way, Gostkowski, in the 4th quarter, he's made 30 of his last 31 with that one.
Well, that's what you wanted to hear.
They started that drive at their own 4 after the pick by Gilmore. They drive 72 yards to set up the field goal that makes it a 2-score game.
I don't think New England's ever been doubted more in a season. They always get doubted when they lose a game.
Well, they lost 5 games. They were 3-5 on the road. And the 5 teams that beat them didn't qualify for the postseason. It's hard to imagine. Their 5 losses were to teams not good enough to be in the playoffs.
Never doubt
But did they come out looking like a different team after they got the bye week on Wild Card Weekend?
They changed their team. Nobody can morph from week to week or from midseason to the end of the season or from a playoff game. They just changed who they were. They started completely running the ball right at you and became an old school football team in a new school league.
Here's Goff's pass, sideline incomplete for Woods.
You saw all these small linebackers trying to fit gaps against New England. They couldn't do it because it was power football right at you. Fullbacks, tight ends in your face.
Holding, offense number 79, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
With all of this doubt that was hovering over this team, talking with Tom Brady midweek, he went on and on about how much they relished the role of really feeling like they were underdogs, which they found themselves in that role last week at Kansas City, and all the doubters. It's been a long time since we kind of took on that persona.
Worst thing that could have happened. You freed him up.
Woods to the 26.
You don't free up Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, you make sure this guy always has to have expectations, and he has to deliver and make. As soon as he's supposed to lose, he's too good. He doesn't get a free pass. You give him one, he's going to go ahead and make you pay.
2nd and 10 with 40 seconds. Cooks. Picks up 24.
You got to take a shot to the end zone right here. I mean, I know it's a long shot of anything, but you got to, it's not about the middle field. You got to throw it.
How about you try to pick up 10 or 15 yards and bring out Legatron and let him kick a field goal and try for an onside kick recovery and one Hail Mary throw?
I would take the Hail Mary early. So everyone, I agree with you. That's a great point, and you can do that. But right now, they're not in Hail Mary mode. You'll only have 2 safeties back there. This is your best Hail Mary chance. If Belichick's, see how he's telling everyone to go back right now? He's like, this could be a chance. There's no Hail Mary. Or see how many guys are down around the line? You could take your shot, and it's 3-on-3 back there, or 4-on-3 at worst.
Middle of the field, caught by Cooks. He could get up and run with it. He wasn't touched, was he? Well,
clock it.
Yep.
Now you bring out the kicker, clock it, and bring out the kicker.
Zuerlein will come out for about a 48-yard field goal. I mean, if you pull this off in terms of kick the field goal, then you do recover the onside kick, which seldom happens these days with the new rules. You still are going to be right at maybe, if you're fortunate, 1 second. If you were to get everything to go your way. So here's Zuerlein, part 1, 48 yards. No good.
The rain continues.
Yes, it does. They've got to snap it one more time.
It ain't over.
The ball will end up in the hands of Tom Brady on the kneel down. And what did he say to us the other day? He says, I pray to win another Super Bowl. So help me. I'll never ask again. Can I just get this one, he said.
Until next year.
Yeah, exactly. Then the reset. Yeah, he said, missed it. Belichick's going to become the oldest coach, supplanting Tom Coughlin, who was 65 when he beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 46. And there it is. The dynasty continues.
Sean McVay with a great season. Just ran into a tough one today. Physical game, 2 physical teams.
Who do you like for MVP?
I like Julian Edelman.
Tracy's in there.
Watch out, guys. Watch out, guys. Lock up.
Tracy, sit down to you.
Well, thanks a lot. Jim, I am down here. No surprise.
Hold on,
it is just insanity right now.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch
I'm
out.
with Tom right now. He's just congratulating the other team.
You had an unbelievable year, dude.
And we will grab him in a second and embrace with Brandon Cooks.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Guys, watch out, please. Hold on. Yeah.
And now an embrace with CJ Anderson. And now with Julian Edelman.
Hey, Bill, watch. Behind you, behind you. Get out of the way.
You got coach behind you, Tom. Coach behind you.
Coach behind you.
You okay?
Sorry, Tracy. Trying to help you.
Tracy, real quick, let him get you out of here.
I'm right here. I have him. I have him.
Hey, Julian, here's the commercial. What's up? Go.
There you go.
Hey, Tom, you and Julian.
Hold on, let's say hi to our kid, Karen. Hold on, guys. He's got it back.
I'm trying. Watch out. Come on, back up. Come on, back up.
Jesus, are you okay?
Just stay tight, all right? I'm helping her out as best I can.
No, Tracy, and then we'll get you moving.
I mean,
Where's your camera?
Tom, just congratulations. A tremendous effort by your defense, but that one drive to put it away with your trusty guys of Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman, and then Sony Michel punches it in to make the difference. Everyone's talking that this dynasty was declining. How satisfying after all the talk, and this season was this one.
You know, it was an unbelievable year. You know, probably, you know, we fought through it more so than anything, and it's unbelievable to win this game. They played so well. I mean, the Rams defense, they played their butts off. What a great defense. They had a great plan. They made it tough on every play, and we just kept fighting and finally got a touchdown, and the defense played best game of the year.
You fought down here to try and reach everyone, to give them that hug. Why was it so important, though, to you?
I mean, we've been this far and lost, which is really tough. And, you know, I think we had a lot of resolve the last couple weeks, and I wish we'd have played a little better on offense, but, you know, we won. I can't believe it. It's, you know, Super Bowl champs.
All week you've talked about you want to keep playing. You want to play till you're 45. You just won your 6th Super Bowl. Does that change anything at all?
It doesn't change anything. I can't wait to just spend some time with my family and my kids and my wife, and just I couldn't do it without their support, and it's just been a great year. I'm so happy for my teammates. You know, this is a dream come true for all of us.
Well, congratulations.